Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of the upcoming solo co-op expansion for Onward, the MOBA battle game. And disclaimer that I got a review copy of the core game, but I always take no money from publishers. I'm just making this preview to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our weekly podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Onward, if you didn't see my review last year, is one of the most recent games from the Skytear team, who did Skytear, which is a MOBA game as well. This one is based on. They also did Skytear Horde, which I love. And that game, what was it called? Dice Quest that I previewed earlier this year. But Onward was one of my favorite games from last year. It is a MOBA. If you don't know what that term is, I forget what it stands for at this point. But basically, it's a lane battling game where we will have different heroes running around and minions will be spawning and trying to push toward the enemy's base. And we're trying to get the minions to destroy their base before the minions can destroy our base. That's the basic idea. And the game was only competitive before for 2 to 4 players. But now with this Twisted expansion, it's going to be soloable or co-op for 2 players playing on the same team. I'm going to show you a solo play. On the main map, there's also a 2-lane map where you only use 3 heroes. We're each going to be controlling 4 heroes, and I'll show you how it all works. Things are not 100% done yet. They're still developing somewhat, although I think it works great already. They tend to beat me most of the time. I just got destroyed in the game I played earlier today. Now, I do need to say another disclaimer. I have not officially announced this yet, so this is the first time I'm saying this, but I am designing a solo mode for an upcoming product from this same team. It has nothing to do with Onward or this system at all, but I'm being paid for my first official solo mode, which is cool because if y'all don't know, I've been making unofficial solo modes for years and years. So more to come about that, but just be aware that I do have a connection to the company. I try to never let that actually influence my coverage of anything at all. And again, it has nothing to do with this game in particular, but I just want to put it out there and be as transparent as possible. So like I said, the basic idea of Onward is that you have this team of heroes. They actually have standees for each of the heroes. I wasn't sure how to make that look good while filming from above. So these are the health trackers for the heroes. And what I'm doing is I'm using the standees on the health track and the health trackers on the map so that you can see where the heroes are. Hopefully that works and makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on with everybody. But so we're going to take turns moving our heroes around and attacking things. And after some hero turns, we're going to spawn more minions in these 3 lanes. Then the minions are going to try to push towards the other side's nexus, whichever side has more minions. The nexuses are here. They each have 9 health. And if either team's nexus takes 9 damage, then they lose. You've also got these towers that are defending your side. Enemies can't move past them. When they get attacked, they're going to hit back and defeat some of the people, so they kind of slow down the advance on your nexus. We've got monsters just sitting around waiting for you to come and defeat them. They will turn into gold that will let me buy items from the market and make my heroes stronger. And just kind of talk about the map for a second. So you'll see like little arrows showing the adjacency between areas, although the towers do block adjacency for the other side. So I can move a hero from here to here, into the jungle there, into the river here. The only terrain that really matters are the jungles. There are 6 of them, and these don't allow line of sight into them from outside. So like if I'm sitting in here, a ranged enemy could not sit here and attack me. There are some walls blocking things besides the towers. These 2 big things here break the adjacency, so I can't move from here to here or from here to here. And we've got these cards for each of our heroes that give them a basic kind of default movement and attack stat. They have special abilities. This color down here corresponds to the general type of character they are. Reds tend to be damage dealers and hero killers. Blues tend to be tanks or defensive units. Greens tend to be people that mess with the minions and help minions kind of get ahead. And yellows tend to be kind of other things that can cover lots of different roles. And the suggested balance for a team is to have 1 of each color. So what I did is I randomly picked 1 of each color for the enemy team. And then for myself, I drew 2 of each color and picked 1. There's a lot of ways to draft in this game, but that's how I've been doing it for solo co-op. For the hero player, you take the cards for each of your chosen heroes. So you get a unique deck built up of those cards and shuffle them together. Although you are going to have 1 ultimate card for each hero that starts out in your discard pile. So you won't gain access to those until you've gone through your deck at least once. The enemy heroes, meanwhile, use a 36-card deck that is always the same, but additionally, let's see if I can find one. There is 1 card added for each hero on their team. Come on. Where are you going to be? So here's the card for Gulbjarn, for example, and this becomes like a cool little modifier for him that gives him ongoing abilities and bonuses. Additionally, the cards either have a light up here or down here, which provides a tiebreaker whenever the AI has two different choices they could make. If the topmost card of the deck looks like this, they will choose the northernmost and then the leftmost option. And if it has the other side highlighted, they'll choose the bottommost and then the rightmost option. Tends to make things pretty simple. And there are twisted versions of every hero. There's a ton of heroes in the game, tons of variety. And each of these twisted heroes has a simplified version of the power that doesn't require any thought. It also has a specific focus they try to target to kind of make their powers work the best they can. Additionally, when you're playing solo or co-op, the other side gets an outsider on their side. There's like a big boss from a Skytear Horde or whatever. They are really nasty. They will help to push the lanes and make you lose really quickly if you don't handle them. Now, in the competitive play, the outsider is a neutral figure, and basically it's something else you can attack, and if you do, it gives you major bonuses for your side. So you kind of got to decide if you want to focus on their heroes, or on the lanes, or maybe hit the outsider. But in solo co-op, they're just on the enemy side. It's one of the main things that makes it very tough, even though the AI is not necessarily making the best choices they can. All right, besides that, I'll just try to explain the rules as I go. There's a decent amount going on, but I'll try to make it pretty straightforward. The solo co-op mode is very clean in how it works. So let's jump in and show you what a round is like. So first of all, we are starting with this token on the one space. This is tracking which day or which round we're in, basically. Whenever all of our heroes have been activated, so generally 4 activations unless some heroes are dead, we're going to advance this one spot. And in the solo co-op game, you will always win or lose by day 4, because if you haven't won by then, this outsider has their own deck of cards they're going to be drawing from, and the cards will run out at the end of day 4, and you lose automatically. Now, this token can be on the light or dark team. I'm playing as the light team this time. I start with a tiebreaker. What that means is if 2 of our heroes would activate with the same speed, my hero will go first, but then it'll flip to the dark side, and then next time there's a tie, it will flip back to the light side. A pretty straightforward little initiative system. But the first step of each round is the shop phase. The Twisted team never shops, and they don't get gold. But if I've earned any gold from defeating monsters, then I can buy them. There's 4 types of items. Again, it's green, which is for the lanes and dealing with minions, blue for defense, yellow for mobility and initiative, and red for attacking. And within each item, there's 2 shuffled decks, and you can see the topmost card, kind of the more common and the more rare items. And the cost to buy them is at the top of each card. But right now I have no money, so the market phase is going to be skipped for the first turn. Okay, next we go into step 2, the planning phase. So I start out with 2 cards from my deck, and at the beginning of each planning phase, I get 2 more cards. There is no max hand size. Let me show you what's going on with these cards. Here, I'll freeze frame on this Vital Rebound one. So in the upper left is the activation values for this card. I'm going to pick 1 card from my hand, one of the 4, and one of my 4 heroes and activate them with this card. The upper left value with the boot is how many movement actions my hero will have, how many times they can move to an adjacent space, and the arrow sword crossed icon is how many attack actions, how many times they can attack somebody either in their space if they're a melee fighter, which 2 of mine are, or in an adjacent space if they're a range fighter. And you can mix and match those actions, so I could, with this card that's a 3-1, I could move once, attack, then move 2 more times. The value in the upper right, the 3, is the combat value, because when you attack somebody, you'll flip the top card of your deck, and the number showing is how much damage it'll deal. In the basic deck, before my ultimates get in, the values range from 1 to 3, but the 1s have a plus, which means you draw another card, so they're just strictly better than the other ones. Once your ultimates get shuffled in, those are a 4 value. Okay, then finally, all the stuff on the bottom, and the picture is corresponding to the spell I can cast. So every card in my hand is both a potential activation card, but also something I can use on the given hero. So in this case, I can have Haral, my yellow jungler hero, cast this Vital Rebound spell, and the lightning bolt next to the name means that this is a spell I can cast out of turn after any hero declares an action. So if I'm about to get attacked and potentially killed, I could play this and it would interrupt their attack and let me resolve the thing. In this case, it heals Haral, this hero, 3 hit points. And then he can deal 2 damage and stun up to 1. That's a little targeting symbol to show how many targets I can target. Up to 1 nearby enemy hero. Nearby meaning in your space or adjacent. Other spells don't have any icon here, which means you have to use it during your turn. Although it doesn't have to be during the turn that this hero is activating. Well, sometimes it does. Like this one says it requires one of her action points, one of her attack actions to use it. So she would have to be going to do that. And then some of them also have like other timing, 2 of the cards I have here. But again, these are activation cards, and they are also going to be my spells. So without knowing which hero the enemy is going to activate, I have to pick which card I want to use and who I want to activate with it. And the character on the card does not matter at all, except for casting the spell. So I could use this red card here for Shailavi. I'll show you all my heroes in a second. To get 3 movement and 1 attack action, but I could play it on my yellow hero, Haral, or somebody else. So the only time the image matters is when they are casting the spell, not for activation. So just to talk through these, you already saw Vital Rebound. It can heal this guy up and do a little nice attack action. Freeze Push is for my green hero, Estrida. It's 2 movement and 2 attack. And I can cast it during my shop phase, so it's already too late, and attach to Estrida until the end of the round to prevent the push of all nearby minions. That would basically stop if they had a huge stack of minions coming to blow up my base. It would stop them for 1 turn. Then I've got another Estrida card, Summon Wave. This one has 3 attack actions if I use it for an activation, which is awesome once you're already in the mix of things. Or I can spend 1 attack action as an additional cost if I want to cast this spell. And then she will, if she's in a contested area, that's where minions are fighting it out, place 2 friendly minions there, which is pretty crazy to help get a big push going. Okay, then finally, this one, Biding Time. Weirdly, another one that's played during the shop phase. Gives me 3 movement and 1 attack. Or I can heal 3 to this one character, give her +3 initiative, and delay the next minion phase until the end of the round. Because as you're about to see, the minions go kind of in between the hero turns normally. This would change that. All right, let's meet our 4 heroes. You're not going to understand all their powers yet, but let me talk through them. So Shailavi is a Slayer. She's my hero killer. She has the Restless Wildcat ability. She has +3 strength as long as she has 7 or more hit points. All heroes start with 9 hit points. So that healing card is extra good because you can get her power back after she's been hurt. Then I've got Estrida, my laner, helps to deal with minions. She has an awesome ability, Voice of the Tide. When she defeats an enemy minion, she may lose 1 hit point, so hurt herself, to place a friendly minion in a nearby contested area. Again, in her space or in an adjacent space, once per turn. So that's a huge shift in the sort of minion calculus, as you'll see, because she's not only destroying one of theirs, but also adding one of ours. Okay, Haral is a jungler. He's got the Jungle Runner ability. He ignores the jungle targeting restriction. So he, sorry, I didn't say this, but in the upper left, you can see that his basic movement is 2 and his basic attack is 1. Those are values he can use if he doesn't like the card that was actually played to him. But because he has an arrow next to the attack 1 up there in the upper left, that means that he is a ranged attacker. He can only attack in spaces adjacent to himself. He cannot attack in his own space. And yeah, he ignores the jungle targeting restrictions, so even if an enemy is hiding in a jungle next to him, he can still shoot them. And as an action, there's a free thing he can do on his turn. If he's in a jungle, he can teleport to another jungle within 2 areas once per turn. Pretty great. Okay, finally, I've got Hogosai, a melee tank. He has the Igneous Body ability, which just gives him +1 armor, which means every time he's attacked, he's going to take 1 less damage. And he's got an ability that enemy minions must assault him if they are able. Because usually minions will try to destroy my minions first, so that they can, you'll see, kind of get a exponentially increasing advantage. But nope, with Hogosai, that he's got to punch his fiery body and hopefully not do much damage with his armor. So for my first activation, I think I want to go with Haral because he's great just jumping in and killing monsters to get me gold, which is never a bad thing. And I think I'm going to use Freeze Push because first of all, I don't necessarily like the ability that much. And also it's going to get him 2 attacks, which is going to let him get a big start on that monster killing thing that I want him to do. Okay, so I know what I'm doing, and very important stat for in a moment when we see which hero is faster. My movement value is 2 for the card I picked, which is going to be basically my initiative for seeing who goes first. Okay, now we've got their 4 heroes. I'm showing all of them in this kind of awkward angle here because when we flip their card, oh, this is nice. I'm actually going to tie with them, so I'm still going to go first. Awesome. So what we look at first is this number in the upper right, a 2. And this is going to tell me which hero to activate. I count down the ready heroes. As they exhaust, they're going to tilt to the right like that. So here I'm counting 1, 2 from the top, and they are activating Gulbjarn, their warrior. And we're going to compare speeds. I had a 2, they had a 2. We are tied, but remember, this was on my side. So boop, they've got the tiebreaker, but Haral is going to go before Gulbjarn here. But there is one more thing to kind of model all the fun cards in people's hands. Before either of us activate, the AI gets to cast the spell that was drawn, in this case, Tornado Push. It says if there is no twisted minion, they're going to rally. And in this case, there is no twisted minion because the minions don't start populating the lanes until after the first turn, or kind of the middle of the first turn. So instead, they're going to rally, which is a really nasty ability. So I said when we destroy monsters, we get their gold. If we destroy these guys in the gut jungle, we'll get money to spend. The bot does something completely different. They take a monster from the nearest jungle space and they put it into the minion area, the contested area closest to my nexus, the place they want to destroy. And it becomes a super minion for 1 round, kind of a double strength minion, instead of them getting money and buying items. But in some ways, it's even nastier. So Gulbjarn is 1-2, 1-2 spaces away from either of these sets of monsters. So remember the tiebreaker, we look at the topmost card. It's bottom and then right. So they're going to take a 6 money golem. And they want to put it on the contested space nearest to my nexus. Now, the contested spaces can move as minions go back and forth. But in the beginning, the spaces for minions are these M spaces. That's where they'll start spawning. So the golem can be here, which is 1, 2, 3 for my nexus, or here, 1, 2, 3 for my nexus. And with the tiebreaker, they're going to prefer here. So they're going to make a really strong push here right away. Shoot, that might change what I want to do. Okay, that's it for Gulbjarn for now, because I won the initiative with the tiebreaker. So I'm going to take my fastest hero's turn. Then we're going to have a minion phase, so the minions will spawn or move after the fastest hero's turn. Then there's a jungling phase where any heroes sitting on jungles will get to defeat monsters for free. That's money for me and super monsters for them. And then the slowest hero will go. So basically, getting the initiative is very important because you get to influence all this stuff and benefit from the jungling phase, whereas being the slower hero prevents you from doing any of that fun stuff. And then finally, we have what's called the Onward phase, which only happens when no heroes are ready. So we're going to repeat steps 1 through 6 for each round until all 4 of our heroes are exhausted. Then we'll advance to the next day, and their like little boss will do some stuff. All fun stuff. Okay, but Haral has 2 movement and 2 attack actions. And my original plan, which still might be a good plan, was for me to go here and use my 2 attacks to blast these talons here and get me a bunch of money, and then run into the jungle and use my power to teleport to this other jungle and start getting free 6 money boosts from the golems there, which still seems like probably a good idea. The alternative I'm thinking is I could move here, shoot one of the talons, move here and shoot the golem with my ranged attack, because my towers will prevent adjacency and range attacks for them, but not for me. Because otherwise the golem is going to blow up this tower, which, is not the worst thing in the world, but it's kind of annoying. I'm still going to do my cool plan though. So move 1, attack 1, attack 2. All these guys just take 1 damage. You don't have to draw a card, by the way, when you're attacking like a minion or a monster, unless they have some kind of power that would make them have at least 3 life. If you would like auto kill them, since again, the lowest value in this is a 1, but it makes you draw another card, and then a 2 is like really the lowest value. If you can kill somebody with 2 damage or less, you don't even draw a card. Okay, then for his second movement, he'll move in here. And now I'm going to use Jungle Runner to teleport to a jungle within 2 areas, because I'm going to get a bunch of free jungling, and bloop, that one over there gets me more money. I could, by the way, be ultra aggressive and jump over to that golem. Well, actually, maybe I should do that. I mean, there's fewer 6s there, but that would stop them from using it for getting super minions. And I do have this card to heal, but I'm really kind of scared to jump that close. Nah, I think we're okay. We'll just be over here. Okay, now we go to the minion phase, which is kind of complicated, but this first turn, it will not be. We pick 1 lane to resolve at a time. And the first step is to see whether the light team or dark team outnumber each other in terms of momentum, which is generated by the minions and also heroes there and other effects. For now, though, there's nothing there, so then you would spend the momentum to move the minions. That's not happening. And finally, at the end of every lane push, you add 1 minion of each type, in this case, light and dark. Same thing's going to happen here. No pushing whatsoever, but we get a light and dark minion. Okay, now the golem is actually going to do something. So super monsters or super minions are worth 2 momentum. Usually each minion is worth 1, and each hero in a spot is worth 1. But super minion's worth 2. So they've got 2 momentum. I've got 0 because nobody's here, which means they are winning by 2. And basically they will spend each of those points to either move one space towards my nexus or deal damage to my nexus, but before they can do any of that, they have to destroy everything in their space or any towers adjacent to them. So each point will deal 1 damage to a tower to destroy it, or will deal 1 damage to a minion to blow it up. But the towers have the retaliate keyword, which means when they get attacked, they attack back, and both these guys destroy each other. So now the worst in the world. They're going to end up with the same 1 and 1 as everywhere else. They've just weakened this lane a little bit from the tower not being there. And by the way, super minions are worth 2 momentum, but at the end of each minion phase, they go away even if they weren't destroyed by retaliating or anything, so they don't last very long. But that's it for the minion phase. It'll get a bit more complicated as we put more stuff in there. Okay, now we go to the jungling phase. And we check every jungle, and if somebody has a hero in there, or if you both have heroes in there, but one team outnumbers the other, like if I had 2 and they had 1, you get to defeat a monster there, which is going to get me 6 more gold, so I have 16, which is great. And I'm going to keep on doing that even when it's not Haral's turn. So like next round, I'll get to kill another golem, and next round I'll get to kill another golem, which is why I really wanted to be here, to get me a huge influx of money really early. Okay, now we go to a slow hero's turn. Let's see what's up with Gulbjarn. So first, let's look at his card. So he is a yellow hero, a warrior. He has a 3/1 minimum, and the AI will always use that movement minimum. So even though the tornado push card that was drawn for them was a 2 movement card, that was really just for initiative. He can still move 3. At the very top, he's got his preferred focus. He is going to try to attack a monster that is nearby a player hero. That means in the same spot as the hero or adjacent to the hero. And that's because he wants to use his Rabid Brawl ability, which says Gulbjarn's attacks also deal damage and pull a nearby player unit, prioritizing heroes. So basically, they want to jump into a jungle and get the kill of the monster to build a super minion, but they also want to pull in one of my heroes and hit him too. And the spell part of this doesn't matter anymore. They just care about the 2 and 1. Now, they always attack 1 in the current build of the game, so all that really changes is their movement, and again, he's taking the higher movement value at 3. Now, the first thing he prefers to attack, actually ignoring his preferred focus, is if there is a weak player hero. That means a hero that would have, in this case, 2 health, where Gulbjarn could guarantee defeating him. They always want to kill my heroes, because that's going to drastically decrease the number of turns I get to take, but that's not the case here, so instead he's going to go for his preferred focus, which was a monster nearby to a hero. The closest for that is way too far away. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's not going to do that. All the bot's characters are melee attackers, just to keep things simple, even if the original hero they're based on was a range attacker. So yeah, Gulbjarn would have to get here to hit the monster and also attack me. He cannot, so he goes to his last focus option, which is the closest attackable unit, which is going to be one of these monsters. The tiebreaker is still down, so he's going to go for the golem. So 1, 2. After he's moved, he will attack. So in this case, he's putting out another super minion, and they're still preferring to put it down here. That's a bad lane. I need to get in there. They could do something about that. Then if Gulbjarn still had movement left, he would... Oh, and he does still have movement left, actually. He still has 1 movement. So generally what he tries to do is get to the nearest contested area, because again, that will provide an extra point to help the minions push. But here he only has 1 movement point left. If he can't reach a contested area, his next default is to end his move in the nearest monster area, so he can start jungling just like I am. So he's actually just staying put and not using his last movement. All right, we discard our action cards. We exhaust by tilting 90 degrees each of the heroes that went. And that is 1 round. It'll be a lot faster than that. I just wanted to explain the basics of how all that stuff works. All right, so going into round 2, we are going to the shop phase. We've got 16 to spend. We don't have to spend all of it. We can get change. And the big rule is we can buy items for anybody, but each hero can only hold a single item of a given color. So if I equip a red item on somebody, if I buy another red item for them, I'd have to throw away their other item. So look through our options. We've got a Frenzy Vial, which just gives +1 strength, which means they'll deal +1 damage every time they attack. It might be good on Shailavi, who's my big attacker. Or a really good one, the Oculus Mirror lets you spend 1 move action to gain an extra attack action once per turn. So you can get like good initiative and also beat somebody up a lot. Then we've got the Lightning Naginata, which turns your attack range to nearby. That means that a ranged unit could attack in their space and a melee unit could attack adjacent. And their attacks deal stun. Stun is one of 5 status effects that makes the hero's initiative value be lower when you're checking who goes first in a round. Or the Volley Crossbow costs 5. It says the first attack each turn may target within 3 areas, which, that could be really good for Shailavi, because she does so much damage, and that would also let me kind of stay out of the way and jungle or help with lanes. I do like that. Coming down to our blue defensive items, we've got a Heal Vial for 4. Discard to heal 4 and remove a status effect from this hero during your turn. Not bad if somebody's getting hurt. And then for 7, we've got the Chrysalis Salette. If this hero would lose 3 or more hit points during any hero's turn, they only lose 2 hit points instead. So if they have like some crazy guy who's going to attack like 4 times with a big boost, man, that can keep you alive really easily. And then finally, the green are for, again, momentum and minions and stuff. So the Horn of the Hunt, +1 momentum if the hero is within 2 areas of a nexus. So if your own lane's about to fall, or if you're like trying to make a final push for the enemy lane, it will give your hero +1 momentum. They usually only provide 1. That would make them provide 2. Or Destroyer, that's 9. But it lets you target with each of your attacks 1 extra enemy that must be a minion or a tower. So you can just blast all kinds of people. Man. It would be a lot of my money, but I've kind of got a good idea for Estrida, my minion converter. She could move 3 over to here, do an attack and blow up both of those guys, start earning me money, but also help that lane push. I like that. So I'm going to spend most of my money, 9 out of my 16. They have a little extra coins for chains, so I'll still have 7. To get her this Destroyer to target extra units. And yeah, she's just going to be the master laner over here. And I'm going to try to have her go this turn. So I draw my 2 new cards. Let's look at them. Okay, so Hokusai's got Burst. This is my tank. It says as an additional cost, and this is a lightning bolt, so I can do it before, like after a enemy hero declares an action. I can choose X to be 1, 2, or 3 and deal that much damage to Hokusai, although he's got 1 armor, so he'd take 1 less. And that will let me deal 1 damage and stun that many enemies in a nearby area. Whoa! So if they get like a big buildup of minions, like 3 in one space, I can just come in and blast all 3 of them for 2 damage to myself. That's great. And then I got another Heral card, Ironwood Smite. And remember, he can still use cards even though he's exhausted, unless they say like you need to spend a move action or an attack action. Doesn't need to be his turn. So here, Ironwood Smite, you could give himself +2 armor this turn. He could deal 3 damage to up to 1 nearby monster or outsider. Ooh, the outsider one is nice because those guys are really nasty. They usually won't pop up, their boss guy, until the start of the second day, but we'll see. Okay, so I like both of those. It's also just a 3 attack card. So I think I want to get 3 move to get into that brood space. But I like Shyalavi having the healing to keep her ability going. So let's activate Estrida with Vital Rebound, because I really like that burst to take care of a bunch of minions and munch. All right, so there we go. She's going to have 3 initiative. This is, again, my converting laner that I just bought that Destroyer card for. So that's 3 initiative for me and 0 for them. Interesting. This is Backstab. So it says if there's no weak hero, there is not, deal 4 damage to the closest player hero to whoever they're activating. And if there was a weak hero, they would just kill them. So that's crazy. Oh, now, by the way, I didn't say this. There are these abilities up here. This is basically how they model those lightning bolt abilities. When you try to target somebody with a hero attack or a hero ability, they will flip cards to try to prevent it or counter you in some way. And they keep on doing that until they get a card like this that activates, and then they don't do it anymore for the rest of the turn. So like if I did 3 attacks in a turn and I was targeting like 2 heroes with each attack, I would draw these cards over and over until I got something like this, and then I would stop drawing. So it's not too egregious. But yeah, they're doing this immediately. They're doing 4 damage. Oh, and who are they activating? Their topmost person who's not exhausted because of the 1, which is Tlaklali. Tlakali. I don't know how to say all these names. We'll get to what he's doing in a second. But yeah, they are doing 4 damage to the closest hero, who's sadly going to be Heral, because he's the only one who's moved out so far. So every hero starts with 9. He is all the way down to 5 now. Have him just kind of hang out next to the outsider. This is maybe a bad idea to use the standees for health. Actually, you can kind of see who they are if I sort of tilt them like that. Yeah, let me switch them out. I kind of like how that looks. All right, that kind of works. If I angle it, I can sort of see where they are. Okay, well, we'll try that for the rest of the video. All right, but anyway, they backstab the heck out of Heral, but I do get to go first with my 3 initiative before the Tlakali controller comes out. I didn't even put these guys out yet. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do my activation. So Estrida is a ranged attacker, and again, when she defeats an enemy minion, once per turn, she can take a damage to put a friendly minion in a nearby contested area, which, is usually going to be where she just attacked. But with the Destroyer, when she attacks, she can target an additional enemy that has to be a minion or tower. Loving all of that. So she's got 3 movement, 1 attack. She's going to go 1, 2, 3. She can shoot out of jungles, but she cannot shoot into a jungle. Here, obviously. She's going to attack the golem, which even though it's a super minion, so only has 1 life. And she gets to target an additional tower. The tower does count as being in both of these areas, so she could shoot that one or a minion. Let's let the minions die from the tower, because that is Retaliate, which just kills a minion when it hits them. But for her, the enemy would get to draw a card and hurt her more, which I really don't want. Because she is damaging herself by 1, going down to 8 life, to change one of those minions she just defeated into one of our minions. So suddenly we've gone from a, what was it? They had a super minion for 2 and a regular minion for 1. So we were at a 3-1 deficit to winning by 2. I love that. And she's going to jungle us some more money. She'll get all of those broods eventually, hopefully, and get us 12 altogether. All right, so now we go to the minion phase. These lanes still aren't interesting. It's 1-1. When there's a tie, nothing happens, but you still add 1 of each minion at the end. Same thing is happening over here. But here I'm winning by 2-0. So I get to do 2 actions. You always move if there's nobody to fight. So that's 1. And then they're going to blow up the tower and destroy one of themselves for their second action. So, we got turnabout. They blew up my tower. I blew up theirs. And then again, we each add a minion, but I'm still ahead. So we will continue winning there unless they get a hero in to help out. Okay, now we go to the jungling phase. We get 10 more money. Yeah, back to 17. But they get the last guy here. And this is no longer the closest to my nexus. They're going to actually, not that side. They're going to put it in here, which gives them a 4-2 advantage if I don't do anything about it. All right, now Taklali is going to go, their blue controller. Remember, his card was a 0-1, but he defaults to the 3-1 up there, so he's still going to get 3 movement. His focus is the player minion in the area with the most twisted minions. So he's going to come and blow up. Oh man, he's going to go to that same stupid area. Great. And he's got the Ritual of Sacrifice ability, which is super frustrating. It says ignore this ability if he has 1 hit point. If a twisted minion within 2 areas would be defeated, Taklali loses 1 hit point instead once per hero turn. So they will just tank for the minions. And they have 3 movement. They can't reach a hero they could kill in 1 hit. That doesn't exist yet. But they can reach a contested area with my minions and the most of their minions. With 3 movement, they can actually reach every spot, but the spot that has the most twisted minions is right here. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3, blast one of my guys for their first attack, only attack, which means now they will be at a 1 from the hero, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1. That's a 4-point advantage. That is a lot. That would be enough for them to blow up the tower and another tower and just really push the center. I don't love that. All right, and that exhausts both of our people. And now I got to figure out what to do. First option I'm thinking is to throw Shylali in there and just try to murder that dude. Ooh, or alternative. Yes. Throw Hokusai in to start helping the minions there and have him burst all of those minions away. I like that a lot. I mean, their blue guy is going to stop some of those kills, but only 1 of them per hero turn, so he's not going to do too much. Yeah, so I think that's my plan. I'm going to have Hokusai go 3rd, try to get in there and blow those guys up. And then Shylavi can bring up the rear and hopefully go and start murdering somebody. So if Hokusai's going and I've got 17 money, is there anything that I would want for him? Oh, this new green one that popped up would be pretty good. When entering an area, deal 1 damage to 1 enemy minion there. And if he moves a lot, he can do that over and over again. But yeah, I mean, this seems like he's a tank. That's going to happen pretty often. Okay, so I'll spend 5 for that, leave myself with 12. And we'll hold on to the rest for now. So I've got 2 new cards. This is an important one. It's called Flash. Every hero has it. It's always a 1/2. And it is a lightning bolt that lets you move to an adjacent area, which can be huge because if somebody runs in, it's going to do a 10 damage attack to you. After they declare the attack, you can use Flash, kind of like a, instant counter in Magic, and just move out of the way. Or, any big attack they're about to do. You can run into a jungle where you can't be targeted. Oh, shoot! Run into a jungle where you can't be targeted. I could not have hit Haral, or they could not have hit Haral with their backstab because he was in a jungle. So all 3 of the other heroes at that point were in a nexus, so I can pick when it's tied. I'll have it be Hokusai, even though he's going to be taking even more damage because he has the armor, so he'll take 3 instead of 4. But I might want to try to heal. Oh man, he's going to take more damage from this attack in a second. Well, maybe, you know what? Going back to the shop phase, let's say that I bought him a healing vial to heal 4 during his turn in a second too, because he's going to be down that much. Okay, sorry, that was a flash. And then what is this? Freezing Dive, another 3 attack. I have so many 3 attacks. Okay, so it could move Shylavi to an adjacent area, although it's not a lightning bolt, so she couldn't use that to like dodge an attack. And then if she does, she may deal 2 damage and freeze one enemy hero or outsider there. Ooh, I love these auto damage things to maybe finish somebody off. All right, this kind of sucks. The only 2 cards that can move me 3 spaces to get where I want Hogosai to be are Biding Time or Burst, and I want to use Burst, so I guess I'm going to pick Biding Time, which is going to take away the cool healing one for Shylavi, but I mean, she's not even out fighting yet. So, okay, this will be for Hogosai. 3 initiative again. I don't think I'm going to win a 3rd time in a row, especially with them having the tiebreaker. Oh, geez, okay. Deal 3 piercing damage and displace the closest player hero. Piercing, as you can probably imagine, ignores armor. All right, so once again, they can't target either of my jungling people, so shoot. I guess I'll have him hit Hogosai before he uses his potion. So he's taken 3 damage. Now Displace wants to move them towards my own Nexus, so they're kind of out of the way. It lets you move somebody 1 space. They're already there, so I think they just don't do anything. And it was a 1+, so they're going to be activating Kichi, who is a mage, and just blasts minions all to heck. He's their green hero. But once again, we get to go before him, so that's cool. All right, Hogosai, go in and save that situation. So I've got 3 movement and 1 attack. And yep, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. When I move in, my knife boots let me defeat 1 minion. We'll do the super minion, of course. Oh, but we don't, because for the once per turn thing, Tlakali will take the 1 damage instead. How rude, how rude. All right, now Hogosai will play Burst and will choose to take 3 damage, -1 from his armor, so he's down to 1 life, to deal 1 damage and stun X enemies in 1 nearby area. So we could target Tlakali, but no, let's just wipe out their minions. And again, the shielding effect is only once per turn, so he can't help. And then I will absolutely use the healing vial to heal him back to 5 hit points, so maybe he'll survive. All right, we go to Pushin. Nothing going on here yet, so they can both go up to 3. Over here, though, it is, we are leading 2 to 1, so we do 1 damage. I could hit the tower, but that would blow up the minion, which would take away my advantage. So instead, we'll just do another damage to Tlakali, taking him down to 7 health. And by the way, they don't draw cards except when they are targeted by like an attack or a spell. So him using his power to block the damage to that first minion, or him being attacked by a minion, that does not trigger their chance to respond. Okay, and then we add a minion each again. And then over here, we are up by 1, 2 to 1, so we blow up 1 guy. But then we add another guy each, so you can see how the advantage will grow and grow if the heroes just leave a place alone once you get a little bit of advantage there. All right, but if things seem too good, then wait for Kichi to do what they're doing. They're very nice for green. So their focus is a player minion in an area with the most player minions. They got a few options for that. And they've got Rejuvenating Flame. When they exhaust, so after they activate, they heal 3 hit points, and deal 1 piercing damage to the closest player minion within 2 areas. Great. So they got 3 movement and 1 attack. The current tiebreaker is the southmost because there's 3 player minions here and 3 over there. So they're going to go 1, 2, 3. They're going to attack one of my minions. And then when they exhaust, they're going to attack another one. So yeah, that area I was winning is suddenly back in their favor. But I'm still winning over here, and we're tied over there, so I mean, it's okay. Oh, wait, I forgot the jungling phase. 10 more gold for me, although that train is basically done. But I'm up to 18 now, so I can still buy so many things. And it'd be great to go into their jungles and steal all their money at some point, so they couldn't turn those into super minions. All right, we're down to 2 heroes left, and both of us, it's our red. Oh, this is going to be bloody. Their guy has the Sepulchral Tendrils ability. This is Nantaka. So he has +1 strength for each nearby twisted minion, which actually makes it super good that we killed all the minions over here. Because now if he comes in here, he'll get +1 attack. Before it would have been like +3 or 4. Yikes. Whereas Shylavi, as I already said, just has +3 strength if she has 7 or more hit points. Right now she's still at max. All right, so what do I want to buy? I could get the +1 strength, although nobody's attacking. Like, she's not going to attack more than once, so that's not really worth it. I mean, the Oculus Mirror is great, but she needs to move farther before she can afford to give up a movement point to get an extra attack action. I do really like the volley crossbow for her to be able to attack people from really far away, but, I mean, she's going to be running in, so I don't know if I need it. The defense stuff doesn't seem to make much sense yet. What's this one? Minion Vial. As an action, place 1 friendly minion in a nearby contested area once per turn. Ooh, that's good. You know, I do like the idea of her getting nearby attacks so she can get people more easily, and stuns so that they'll have a harder time getting initiative next time it rolls around. So I'll buy that for her for 6, even though it does take away her ability to hold the crossbow instead. That leaves me with a bunch of money left, and I'm just going to stop there because I want to have some, reactive options available to me. All right, I get 2 more cards. I don't have much movement right now. Okay, Infernal Taunt. This is, each character has one of these, kind of like for the bot. This is a card that gets attached to them. For this one, it's Infernal Taunt, attached to Hokusai until he's defeated. That's the negative thing. Once he gets destroyed, it's gone, unlike items. But it gives him +1 armor and a Retaliate Burn, which means every time somebody attacks him, they start burning, which deals 1 piercing damage to the hero when they finish resolving an attack or cast action. But then it goes away. You can see that at the top. All statuses go away at the end of a hero's turn. Although looking at it now, I'm not sure if this has any effect against the bot because they never attack more than once a turn. And really, this effect is supposed to dissuade them from like attacking Hokusai multiple times because they would get burned and like take extra damage. So it's really just +1 armor on him, which, you know, an ongoing +1 armor when he already has one is pretty good. Oh, and geez, I also got his flash, which might be huge because I'm pretty sure they're going to run in and try to smash him with their attacker person. But shoot, none of these give me more than 2 movement. So maybe I'll use Infernal Taunt, and I plan to flash with Hokusai to protect him instead. Now that she has a nearby range, she can run up and attack twice, and with +3 attack, she has a decent chance of killing one of their heroes, which would be huge, because I haven't said it yet, but what happens when a hero dies is, if they haven't activated yet for the round, they kind of waste their activation, and then they'll come back and be ready to go. But if you kill somebody who's already gone for that round, they tilt downwards again, and the next time that they would activate, they just tilt back. So you steal an entire turn of activations, which is crazy, because you get to like totally mess with the minions and mess with whatever you want to do without them being able to respond. It is a big deal. So yeah, let's try that. I like the you know, it's a pretty good chance. Minimum 2 damage +3. She has a good chance of just straight up murdering somebody. Of course, 2 initiative means she's probably not going to go first. Oh, especially when they do 5 initiative. Oh man, Hokusai's about to get blasted again. Okay, so Hokusai is getting a burn ray, 2 damage to the nearest hero, that is him, especially with everyone else in the jungle, and he's burned. And again, burning deals 1 piercing damage each time somebody does an attack or cast, including him if he does casting flash to escape. Now his armor does stop 1 of the 2 damage, so that part at least is good. But yeah, not sure Hokusai's gonna survive for long. Kinda sad. Okay, then yeah, obviously they're gonna go first with 5 movement. They can do whatever they want. Oh, so actually, they might not attack Hokusai, I just realized. Yeah, because they're going to attack the player hero nearby the contested area with the most twisted minions. Ooh, crud, which is actually a tie. 1 there, 1 there. So yeah, and the tiebreaker is bottommost, so they're going after Astrida, who has 8 health instead of 4, but no armor. Although she does still have flash as well. I think I might use that, because this dude, I mean, he's only getting +1 attack. But, you know, again, with sort of the average being maybe 3 damage dealt, that would get her half dead. I don't like that. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. He comes in here. He's about to attack with +1 damage from 1 nearby twisted minion. I'll say, no thank you, and ooh, I can teleport over here and get a little bit more gold than I would have gotten originally. Although I am giving him a super minion. Should I not go there? Should I not give him the super minion? It's okay, it's okay. All right, so his attack does whiff. He has 1 movement left, so he is going to jump in here to help that lane be even stronger. But that's it. Now we do the minions immediately. So let's start down here. So they've got 3 to 1. So they're winning by 2. First one kills that. Second one moves up. Now, here's the nice thing. Heroes get left behind. They do not move with the minions. Their boss dude, their outsider, when he comes out in a second, he absolutely does move with the minions. And he gets stronger and stronger as the days go along. He sucks, but they not nearly as bad. All right, over here, I've got 3 to 2, so we can just kill their minion, and then I'll come back with a bigger advantage. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put new minions out here. Okay, finally up here, geez. If somebody can come in and like blow up all of the opposing minions there, we could have a huge rush. And there are some cards that are coming, especially when I get to my my gold cards being shuffled back in. That would let me just like blow up an entire area. All right, then the juggling phase. Luckily, he left there, so I just get 5 more money, although that's kind of most of the money I'm going to get from the rest of the game, I think. And now, after things are far too late, I can have Shailavi move out with Infernal Taunt. So 2 moves and 2 attacks. Remember, she can attack adjacent, which is going to be great because she's doing it. Let's go in here, the only hero I can reach, really. And she'll do her first attack, but we got to see if they're going to respond. And nope, not for the first one, so we will draw again for a second attack. So she's stunning the guy, so he'll get -2 initiative next time he's chosen as their active hero. Well, if he's alive. We're hoping he's not alive, because she's got 3 bonus damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she just did 7 damage to him. Her +3 bonus, +2, 3, 4. That was a good draw. And also that's fast tracking through my deck, which will mean I'll get to my ultimates faster. Oh, wait, this is better than I thought. I forgot she had already been hurt. So bye. She's defeated. So she goes off the board. She does lose her stun, small favors. She tilts down, so she will not get a turn at all next time. But then at the beginning of the third day, she will tilt back upright and be able to come out again. And then can't forget the best thing of killing somebody, level up. So now her minimum is 3 movement instead of 2. And look at this, has +4 strength if she has 5 or more hit points. So the barrier is lower and the benefits are higher. And man, I wish that I had another one of their people to attack with her second attack, because don't forget she has 1 attack left. But she'll just blow up this minion to really push that lane. In fact, all my heroes are here. Maybe I'll just go ham on the middle. If I can slow down this lane, I could make that work. Ooh, and I forgot. I've still got a summon wave where I can put 2 more minions in an area. So yikes, if Estrida comes in here, blows up the tower for them, maybe. I guess she wouldn't get to use her ability because she has to kill an enemy minion to be able to replace it with a minion. But yeah, she can go in here and put some more minions there. We could start hammering right on their doorstep, although the outside is about to come out, so probably none of that's going to happen. All right, so now we go to the onward phase because there are no ready heroes. Normally this would just be a time for refreshing, but because they've got the outsider, bad things are going to happen. But we still do refresh people. So we tilt everybody 90 degrees, which again means Tlakali will not be in yet. She has to wait a whole nother day. And I'll be honest, I'm not mad about it. But now the outsider card comes out, and these suck. They tend to go on the outsider and make them super strong. So this is Shocking Grasp. So he teleports to the contested area closest to the player nexus, and it says attach to the outsider. Notice, unlike the cards that attach our power-up cards, it does not say it gets discarded when he gets defeated. It's just on him. And now his attacks deal piercing damage and burn. That's actually not as bad as it could be, because he only attacks in retaliation, generally speaking, every time you hit him. And why do we want to hit him? Because this is a misprint, by the way. He has momentum equal to the day number, and we just advanced into day 2. So he has 2 momentum, and remember, he travels with the minion. So he's like a super-duper endless minion, just busting things up. And yes, this there were 2 tied closest to the nexus spots, but this one had the tiebreaker. Shoot. So they've got 4-1 there. I really don't think I can ignore that. Now, how his health works, he has 4 health tokens, each starting on 5. Whenever you defeat him, you move one of them off. In the competitive game, you would get to take the token and boost one of your lanes permanently with it. In this game, he gets kicked into a river for a little bit, and then he'll teleport again with his next card. So you got to decide if you care enough, because otherwise he's just going to be boosting a lane over and over and over, and it ain't good. All right, but that's it for the outsiders for now. Got to decide what I want to do. We got a ton of money. And Hokusai is pretty messed up, which makes me think I might want to buy this recall scroll for him. It says, discard in your shop phase. At the end of the round, teleport to the friendly Nexus area and heal 8 hit points. The cool thing is, Hokusai doesn't have to be the one activating, so I can bring him back out, healed pretty much all the way up. He's at 4 life right now. So I do think I'm going to get that for him and use it immediately, so he will teleport back if he's alive at the end of the turn. Of course, that if he's alive part is pretty important. And then I kind of want to get this, the minion vial. Because I really might be able to just super push with this. They don't always respond super well. That's one thing the AI isn't always smart about, realizing when they're about to die. If I can use this to put an extra minion and then maybe have a Strider run up and get some more minions in there, I could really blow some things up. Because what happens is once you get past all these towers, God, they have so many towers, they start hitting the Nexus and they just do their total momentum to the Nexus. So if there's 5 of them here and nobody else, they would just do 5 damage of 9. Once you do 9 damage to the Nexus, you win. The Nexus does have Retaliate, which means they'll hit back and kill one of the minions, but if you get enough there, you can really bring them down pretty quickly. Now, the Nexus also has an important keyword, tough, which means that if anybody who's not a minion assaulting them tries to hit them, they can only do a max of 1 damage and they still get retaliated against. So it's really hard to take the Nexus down with your heroes, but they can provide a little bit of covering fire, of course. So maybe I give Haral the minion vial and have him run in and destroy one of their towers. Or no. I think I might want to have Estrida go and not buy this yet. I'll save it for another turn when he's actually about to go. Because Estrida, if I get lucky and draw a 3 movement card, can move in here, blow up a minion, and transfer, use her power to switch it to one of my minions, which will not stop these guys, but slow them down a bit. And then she could go 2, 3. Oh, no, shoot. she can't use her summon wave ability unless she has an extra attack left, so she wouldn't be able to do that. All right, so never mind. I am going to do the minion vial on Haral and try to have him go first. Leaves me with only 5 money, by the way. I really have bankrupted myself. All right, and for Haral, I just would... Ooh, 4 movement. Shoot. Maybe I don't do Haral. Maybe I do Estrida, because that would give... Well, she still can't do her special thing. What do these do, by the way? Gaze. Prevent one enemy hero within 2 areas from resolving their next cast action this turn. And you can use that as a reaction after the AI flips that card if the resolving hero is within 2 spaces to cancel a really nasty ability. What does Feline Pounce do? Teleport to 1 area exactly 2 areas away. If you do, silence 1 hero there and prevent their next cast action this turn. That's cool. It's kind of inefficient. But I could have her Feline Pounce 2 areas away, then Freezing Dive into an adjacent area, and I could have her do 3 attacks, because she wouldn't have actually had to move at all, and just murder the outsider and everybody in there to totally make that lane safe. Is that stupid? Maybe it's not stupid. I'm not really sure. Now, of course, if I'm doing 3 attacks, I'm giving up the initiative entirely. But with her having 4 strength, she should be able to one-shot the outsider. Actually, that sounds good. Ooh, and actually, if she teleports in too, she can blast the heroes too. Okay. Total change of plans. I'm having my killer go first with... Oh, no, I don't want that. Where's my other 3 attack? We'll do the Ironwood Smite. That would have given Haral armor and do damage to a nearby monster. We're just going for the 3 attacks because Halavi's going to teleport and do some wacky stuff. We are totally, abdicating the initiative to them. They're definitely going to get to go first and do some nastiness with minions, but I think it'll end up being worth it. Okay, so let's see who's going first for their living guys. It's going to be Nantaka, their killer. But they don't have a ton of enemy minions. Yeah, actually, my only heroes that are adjacent to contested spots, there are no enemy minions. This is a great activation. They're not going to be able to do much at all to me. Oh, and actually, this is the Nantaka card. Let's look at it. So these all work the same. There's absolute obedience. It says when this hero exhausts. So Nantaka will not benefit from this power this turn. It'll be on their next activation until she is defeated. When Nantaka exhausts, place a twisted minion in a nearby contested area. It's a great ability, especially combos well with her stuff. But yeah, for now, she's just going first, and she wants to get to the player hero nearby the contested area with the most twisted minions. And she can move 3. She's over here. Now, interestingly, we're all tied for being terrible because there are no nearby twisted minions. That worked out awesome for us. So the tiebreaker is northernmost and then westernmost, which I guess is him. Oh, but could she get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2? Nope. Okay, so they can get to... Oh, no, is he going to die before he gets to teleport? No, 1, 2. And they do have 1 left, but they're going to try to stay where the minions are to help there. Now, I could flash with Hogosai. Do I need to? He's got 4 life and 1 armor. He should be fine, right? Yeah, I think he's okay. I'm not going to cast, because actually, if I cast Flash, yes, I'd dodge the attack, but I'd take a damage from the burn. No, let's keep the Flash. I think it's okay. So I just got to hope they don't deal 5 damage, which seems unlikely. Let's see. Oh, 1+. That's a bad start. Oh, 4. So yeah, thankfully, Hogosai has 1 armor, and thankfully there was not a single minion to boost their attack, or we would have been in a lot of trouble. Okay, so I don't think it triggers when this hero exhausts, attach to Nantaka until she's defeated. When Nantaka exhausts. It sounds like it already happened, and she's not going to benefit again from it until next time. Okay, but that was their biggest danger, and we survived it. That's cool. All right, so go into the lanes. This one's going to suck. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's day 2, versus 1. So they're up by 3. So it's 1, 2, and again, he follows them. 3, blow up the tower, which does defeat one of them. Then we each get 1 back, and they are really going to be knocking on my door in a second. Over here just feels so neglected. It's 5 and 5, just hang it out. And then here, what have we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, so we're up 3. Who even is that? Oh, that's their fighter guy who just came in. All right, so I think I don't want to blow up the tower because, again, it'll lower the number of minions there. So I'll just do 3 damage to him. So he's down to 6. Yeah, I forgot that they're just slowing me down, even though they're going to die if they're hanging out in there. But it's okay, because if all goes according to plan, we're about to mess up some stuff here. Because Shailavi doing 3 attacks. This could be so nasty, y'all. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know how it'll go, but it could be really good. Oh, wait, is there any jungling? No. Oh, I totally forgot to add another minion here. That's important because it's going to help me out mainly. Whoops, hiding it. There we go. All right, so Shailavi. Murder everybody. Remember, she has +4 strength. This dude just went right here. Oh, and she can attack nearby with her Naginata. It's so good. All right, so she can do 1 attack, play her feline pounce to teleport over here, 2 attacks to kill him, 3 attacks on that guy. Why not? I mean, I don't know, man. Let's freaking do it. All right, so first attack, yes. I want to try to take out, what's that guy's name? Nantaka. So I'm targeting them with an attack, and no reaction. You're dead. I mean, right? They got to be dead. It's 2 plus 4, 6. Yes, just enough. Okay, this is going to get a little silly here, I think. It's funny how much they destroyed me in the last game, but they were getting like just the right initiative pools and just the right magic pools to kill me. So don't get me wrong, there is some luck here. I'm also playing on one of the easiest difficulty settings, by the way, I should say that. And now because she leveled up, or already leveled up, I get to choose somebody else to level up. It's got to be a Strider, right? What does she do? They lose 1 hit point to place 2 friendly minions. Oh my gosh. Let's hammer that base. Okay. This is fantastic, y'all. This is fantastic. This could not be going better. Now, and also, I totally forgot about this. When you level up, you get to heal 2 hit points. It didn't matter for Shylavi, but heck yeah, let's get Estrida back up to full. And Shylavi ain't done. Oh no, she ain't done. I'm going to use, what was it? Feline Pounce. Teleport to 1 area exactly 2 away. If you do, silence 1 hero there and prevent their next cast action. Well, that part, no sir. But I've got 2 attacks left, and gosh, this Naginata is just doing the business here. So if I attack him, what's he going to do to me? He's going to deal piercing damage to me. Oh, no. Yeah. When he retaliates, he's going to deal piercing damage and burn me. So that's annoying. So I could therefore attack Kitschy instead and then turn around and attach this guy. Although the problem is if he does something weird as a reaction and like cancels my attack, do I want to have a second attack available? Yeah, I think I do. I really don't want to leave this lane as is. So I will attack him for my second attack. Even though he's an outsider, he does get the chance to shoot. Silence targeting hero, what? So that basically cancels all of their special abilities, but I do still get my like weapon abilities. So I can still attack adjacent. It's not going to change that. I would still stun him, although this guy's not a hero, so he doesn't get any status effects. But I'm not doing +4 damage. So I got to draw well to get the kill here. I got to do 5 damage. That's not a good start. That's only 2. Okay, so his stack moves down 2. And then he burns me and retaliates. This is going to hurt so much, y'all. Okay, only 2 damage, but it's piercing, not that she had armor. So she goes down to 7. And then I still think I got to do it, because otherwise I just don't think I can keep this lane. I'll have to like put so much energy in there when I want to go for the kill. So I'll attack again, and the burn does an automatic damage, so she's down to 6 life. I need to get a 3 or a +1. 3 will do it. Okay, good. So we do kill him off, but even when they get destroyed, they still get to retaliate. And remember, he's just going over here. And he's doing, 1+. Okay, so 3 more. She's down to 3 life. Oh my gosh. There is a healing vial in the market, but she would have to use it on her turn, which clearly she just took. So high likelihood she dies. But yeah, so I remove 1 outsider token from play. So you can actually eventually kill him for real if you kill him 4 times. Otherwise, he goes back to 5 life. I do 1 piercing damage to the Twisted Nexus, ignoring its tough and retaliate. I forgot about that. So their Nexus is down to 8. And then, yeah, he teleports to the river, so he's not going to mess with that lane for now. Thankfully. Oh, but yuck. That was not great. Oh, hey, we're going to jungle that brood guy. That's cool, I guess. And I have freezing dive. I could dive in and freeze that guy, but no, I'm just going to count my blessings that I'm alive for now. Yeah, with their hero dead, I'm just going to try to, like, just destroy that, right? Just, like, really pound on that lane until we win, maybe. And I'm up 4 heroes to 2, so, like, theoretically, we should be okay. All right, so who do we want to go next? We want it to be a Strider, right? Yeah, we want it to be a Strider. And I could have her go in here, but I think, like, if I can ever go fast and run in there, I might be able to just force a really quick endgame, is my thought. So to that end, I'm going to play her. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to buy stuff. I've only got 5 money. Yeah, there's nothing really worth buying. I'll save it for, like, a potion or something. Oh, and I forgot. Hokusai teleports back and goes to 8 life. Although that means he's not helping out with that minion stack, but that should be okay. Wait, let me draw 2 cards, which are the last 2 in my deck. All right, what's this? Hunting Gank. Cast if Heral is in a jungle without enemy heroes. Teleport to 1 other jungle area without enemy heroes, then attack 1 nearby enemy hero in a lane. Oh, that's cool. But really, the 4/1 is maybe the best part of that. Okay, then Brimstone Shield. 1 nearby hero that could be, or a unit, could be him, has +3 armor and retaliate burn this turn. That's great if they're going to attack me. All right, so yeah. Going to activate Estrida with Hunting Gank for 4 initiative, because then I have Gaze to potentially stop their cast, because she's within 2 of both of their heroes if it's a nasty spell. And I really want to go before them. Please don't get, a 4 initiative. 2 is fine. Replace one closest player minion with a twisted minion. No. That's their second hero, which is this guy. So he'd be either going 1-2, 1-2, and the tiebreaker is top. So yeah, he'd be doing it there. No thank you. So she is going to gaze because she is within 2 areas. So she prevents his next cast. Heck yeah. Because that would have messed my whole plan up. We don't want to lose that momentum. And the big thing is she is going first. Oh, wait. She needed 2 attacks. I can't do Summon Wave by spending her attack and also have her attack somebody to use her ability. Maybe I should have waited until I had the Oculus Mirror to spend 1 magic or movement point to gain 1 AP. Ooh, but I forgot. With her Destroyer, her attacks can target 1 additional enemy, minion, or tower. So if she's willing to eat the Retaliate, yeah, and her ability changes their minion to 2 of mine. Never mind. We don't need the spell. We'll go right here for her first of 4 movement. And then she will attack ranged this minion, killing him, dealing 1 damage to herself, and replacing with 2 of my minions, which that is a big stack, y'all. That's a big stack. And then for her second attack from Destroyer, she'll blow up the tower, so she will get retaliated against. But that's going to help my units just charge that much faster. Oof, 3 damage. She's down to 5. It's okay, it's okay. Then she's still got a bunch of movement left. I think actually this is the play. Yeah, she'll probably get attacked by this guy in 2 seconds, but she will stop this from advancing at all because it's going to be 2-2. So, yep, that's what we're going to do. And again, I can't use Summon Wave as much as I would want to because I don't have another attack point. I only had 1. But that's the price of going really fast. So, nothing happens here. We just add a minion each. Clearly, Kitschy's not going to let that stand very long. Over here, how high can they go? Can you all imagine if Antaka was there getting +6 to his attacks from the nearby enemy minions? That'd be bad. But the big one, 6-0. 6-0. So we do 1, 2, one of them dies. 3, 4, one of them dies. 5, 6, knocking their nexus down to 6, one of them dies. And then we add more. So their nexus is down to 6. I might need to boost it up a bit more. Oh, right. Harald can run in with his minion vial and try to add another minion there and maybe also attack some. Of course, if they get like Gulbjarn in there, it's going to slow everything down, so we'll just have to see how it goes. And jungling, we get a little bit more spending money. We're at 9, so we can afford like any one more good thing. All right, and Kitschy. So that's right, he's going to heal. But I never attacked him, so I guess that was good. What was he doing? Where'd the spell I flip go? Oh, it was here. Okay, so he had 2 move, but no, he'll have 3 and 1. And he wants the player minion in the area with the most player minions. No, leave us alone. Oh, wait, can he not reach it? That'd be hilarious. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can't get there. I mean, it's not necessarily great for him to be in here. He's going to go in and blow up one of my guys. Or when he exhausts, he deals 1 piercing damage to the closest player minion within 2 areas. Ooh. That's actually really bad. Glad I put her there to, I guess, just take some damage for me. Because that will hopefully slow things down enough so I can win over there. And I've still got Hokusai in to, like, run if I need to. I mean, then not having very many heroes is a huge thing. All right, so they are going to activate Gulbjarn, who will attack a monster nearby a player hero. That doesn't exist. So he's just going to charge into the closest thing he can kill. So one of my heroes or a monster will depend on the tiebreaker. So I'm really not worried about that. I just want to get Harald in here to help that place out more. So do I want to buy anything with my 9? Harald can teleport to the jungle, so he can get in there with only 2 movement. But also, we don't really need more attacks there because there's only 1 minion to kill. Dang it, what I really want, tons of these yellow cards are supposed to have bonuses to initiative. I would love to give him plus initiative so he would definitely go first and be able to do stuff before the enemies do their thing. But I can't do it right now. Ooh, shoot. Oh no, crud. He already has a green item. I was going to say this one would be amazing. +1 momentum if the hero is within 2 gates of a nexus. He could just sit here and add 2 to their total. But nope, he's already got the minion vial to add a minion, which actually, is that better or worse than +1 momentum? I don't know. Yes, it was crazy it is. I don't think I'm going to spend any of this yet. But I'm going to shuffle my deck and hope that I get, well, I don't know if I want these ultimates. Depends on which one it is. Really, I'll just hope I get something with like 4 initiatives so I have a good chance of going before them. And nope, no such luck. Oh, I didn't even get anything that moves more than 3. I guess 2 is the best I can do for Harald because he does need to move some. Oh, it's Wildcat form. Oh, I didn't get this before. This is Shailavi's attachment, and it's awesome. She has +1 armor and retaliate disarm. Disarm means that when they attack next, they only deal 1 damage instead of drawing a card. So with her armor, she basically like makes a follow-up attack almost impossible. Although again, like super useless against the AI, I'm realizing, because they don't attack more than once. So interesting. And then I got her flash. So yeah, I guess, geez. Look at my cards, y'all. It's just like tons of attacks and no movement. I mean, I guess Haral's basic is 2 movement. I'm not going to win initiative, right? But also this ability isn't that great. Shalavi's almost dead, so I'll just go ahead and give him 2 initiative, 2 attacks. And I think Yulbjarn will go first, but then I get 1 in uninterrupted hero activation. Yep, 5 initiative. Okay. Oh, reinforce. What does that do? Wonderful. Puts one of their minions in the area closest to my Nexus. I don't think they're going to kill... Yeah, they're not going to kill her this turn. They'll kill her soon, though. All right, so he's going first. He's got 5. None of my heroes are close enough to auto-kill yet. Shailavi almost is with 3, but she has to be at 2 for them to automatically attack her. And he wants to attack a monster nearby a hero, which doesn't exist. So he instead is attacking the closest targetable unit, which is a tie between Shailavi and that monster. But the tiebreaker's top, so for better or worse, kind of worse actually, he's going to attack the monster, which, oh man, puts it there. I don't like that. Oh no, and then that was only 2 moves, so we can move again. Oh wait, is he going to go there or there? I think, where does he want to go? The closest contested area in the tiebreaker is here. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's so good. He's not going to block the attack, so I can try to kill his Nexus. Now, unfortunately, stuff goes off. This is going to be a race to the finish, y'all. Okay, so let's do this one, because that's what I really care about. So we're up by 3, only up by 3. So we blow up them for 1, and then we do 2 damage to the Nexus. It's down to 4, but it blows up one of us, and we're back here. So that's, oh man, that's only 2 damage a turn. We have to shift the balance. But Haral will be able to. Then we'll be good. And they don't have any more heroes to activate, so we should be fantastic. If we survive over here. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1. They're up by 6. She's only got 5 life, so they kill her. But she did her job. She did her job. And then for 6, these guys all move in. He stays behind. Oh, and shoot, I forget who levels up automatically. We'll just say it's Kitchi because he was closer. I don't know. They do have a rule in the revised rule book, but the one I've printed didn't have it, so I forget. It might have been random, like just draw a card and count down that many or whatever. But they didn't hit my Nexus. How much damage are they going to do? Well, this guy goes away. That's the big part. So they're going to do... Let's see, it would be 5 to 1, so they'll be up by 4. So 1, 2, only 2 damage to my Nexus, and it'll kill 2 of them. So, yeah, I definitely have the momentum here. Okay, then over here, he tilts the scales, so they defeat a single guy. Of course, then 1 comes back. Now they're up by 2, then it'll be 3, then it'll be 4. So yeah, that could be a nightmare if the game was not so close to being over. And if Haral was not awesome, which he is, because he's going to use his ability to teleport to a jungle within 2 areas. That's why 2 movement's enough. Then he'll move here because he has range movement. He'll shoot this guy for 5 more money because why not? For his second attack, 2 attacks, he'll shoot the 1 minion there. And then he'll charge in to give a bonus. And he'll place a friendly minion with his once per turn minion vial, which means we're about to do 6 uninterrupted damage to the Nexus that they can't stop. Yeah, that's it. We could just stop there because all their heroes are exhausted. All right, so cool, we made it. We were playing on easier difficulty. We got lucky with a lot of pulls, lucky with a lot of initiative things. But what do I think of this mode? Well, first of all, if you haven't, go watch my review of Onward from last year, because all the stuff I say about the game still applies. It is amazingly tense. There's such amazing variety between the heroes. There are, I think if you have all the content, there are 8 heroes per color. So 32. So you saw 1/4 of all the heroes in the game in this playthrough. Such crazy variety. Remember, it's not just their powers, but it's also their cards. So yeah, the game is great. No complaints about that. But how do I feel about the solo co-op mode? So first of all, I think it's awesome that the enemy heroes each have their own twisted version, so there's tons of variety there. Now, you're not adding a bunch of cards to the deck, so it's not as varied as with player heroes, but their powers make a huge difference and give you things to kind of adjust to, especially with their targeting, knowing what they're going to kind of prioritize and trying to get out of the way of it. Like not letting Nantaka hit you when there's a billion minions next door, especially when she's leveled up, because look, then it's +2 strength for each, then it's +2 strength for each nearby twisted minion. Yikes. And there is still a bit of flavor for the characters in the deck because they have their ongoing attached cards that boost them up a little bit. Oh, there they all are at the bottom. But yeah, the variety is great. You can also have different overlords who have their own different powers, although we didn't get to see this one do a ton this game. And then I think this deck is really nicely done, because what it basically does is they get higher numbers who have a better chance of winning the initiative, which you saw is really impactful for minions and such, but they have lower numbers for really powerful spells. So them casting a spell every time is really slick. I think the reaction thing where they might do something nasty when you target them is also good because, it's not going to happen every time, but it does give you a little bit of a question of, should I target this person? What will I do if I target this person? You saw how much Shailavi got punished for trying to kill the Overlord. So that being said, potentially the biggest concern here, not a concern like I don't want to play, but it's something to be aware of, is the swinginess. Because sometimes you'll get like the exact worst reaction card. Sometimes they'll just keep on playing the exact right initiative to beat you out initiative-wise. Now, to be fair, when they're beating you out initiative-wise, you're probably doing a billion attacks and killing all their guys. And again, their spell effects are weaker when they're on cards with higher movement values. So I think that swinginess does balance out, but it's still there, and it could be frustrating if you feel like they just keep on getting the exact right thing to counter what you were going for and go before you. A few other small concerns. The AI is smart in its current form, but I think they could make it maybe a little bit smarter. Like, if they're in, I don't know, if they're in some kind of like fail state, like people outside their nexus about to destroy them, I think it would be smart for their heroes to have some sort of like lever to maybe do something about that. Like it was clearly silly for Gulbjarn to go here and not here. If he had gone here, he would have been able to tank like 2 turns worth of my damage from all these minions, which would have given them more time to go over here. And by the way, he would have come in with 3 momentum in like 2 seconds, and I might have lost the entire game if he had done that. So don't get me wrong, I don't want to complicate the AI, but since they're still developing the game and still doing playtesting, I would like maybe just like one more thing. Like, hey, if there are player minions outside the enemy nexus, then like add one more priority for the bot to think about. And then similarly, this one I already suggested to them, and I think they're still thinking about it. It is weird to me that the AI never attacks more than once, because that's such a huge part of the game for the players. And what I was thinking is, like, if they have a ton of movement, but they don't use it, like, let's say Gulbjarn has 5 movement, but where he wants to be for his priority and everything is, like, right there, 1 away. I was thinking if they had, like, 2+ movement left, they could get a second attack. Maybe something like that. Because that would also make these types of cards that let you have, like, retaliation things that give them status effects actually have impact. Because as it is right now, if I'm understanding the retaliation timing correctly, they do 1 attack, they get the status effect, then their turn ends and the status effect immediately goes away. So it's kind of like making some cards not as useful or not as important. So I think you could kill 2 birds with 1 stone here and have the AI be a little bit smarter and having the chance to attack, and also making like the player cards not be somewhat invalidated. But besides those very minor gripes, which, could easily be worked out in playtesting, I think this is an awesome solo co-op mode. Yes, it's going to be swingy sometimes. Yes, sometimes things will not go your way, but that's true in the regular game of Onward. Sometimes your opponent will get just the right stuff at the right time. They'll beat you out of initiative at just the right time. And, the game does have, I guess this is one more potential complaint of the game. I forget if I said this in the original review, is that there is a potential for a snowball problem. Because if you lose some heroes at the wrong time, then the other player's getting more turns. The minion stuff can kind of compound. But that's, really the entire game. Like, that's why you have cards like Flash, and that's why you have healing items to try to get out of the way. But the AI doesn't know how to use any of those things, so they can't really intelligently respond. But again, these are gripes. I think Onward is an amazing game. I am so happy that they put together a solo co-op mode for it so quickly. 2-player works great as well. You're just basically each controlling 2 of the heroes and kind of taking turns with them. So it's pretty smooth. It's basically just a dividing up of the solo experience, but that works well for me. So yeah, I loved Onward. I said last year that if they did a solo co-op mode, I would be all over it. And I think they did it right. I think this works really well. I think it's a very smooth playing experience. Yes, I am doing another solo mode for them for a totally different game, but that really has nothing to do with my opinion here. I think Onward is great, and I think this solo co-op mode has made it even better. So definitely go check out the campaign. If you want the game for competitive, it's amazing. And if you want for solo co-op, it's great too. Thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, KCW, Andrew R., and Chris C. We'll see you at the next stop.